Yes, I'm Greek on both
Race.
sides. So I was born in the United States, but both of my parents were born in Crete.
And what? Because everybody has some story with UFO or something like this, or paranormal. What is your story about this?
Well, mine is a kind of a boring story to begin with. I saw my first UFO book when I was 10 years old.
This is Ivan Ivanov, and you are watching UFO Disclosure Bulgaria. We have the documents. We have the witnesses. True stories about UFOs, visitors from outer space, and other worlds.
And it had a picture of a UFO on the cover and many pictures inside. So as a small boy, I was excited. I was interested in science fiction, interested in space, astronomy, and then to be able to see one of these crafts, I realized that we are being visited. But it wasn't until many years later in my life, in 2006, that I actually had a UFO show up close to me, about 6 feet away. It was a sphere, round, maybe 5 or 6 feet in diameter, and it was floating above the ground.
What color? I'm sorry.
It was kind of a gray color. It was what we call opaque. I could not look inside, and it was very silent. There was no wind then, no vibration, no anything. And I was also with 9 other people, adults.
So
we all saw it for half an hour, and one of the people from our group told us, "Hey, I got a telepathic message from the beings who are inside of this, and they told me that they are scientists and they are here on Earth to study the human energy system, or auras maybe." And that was very exciting. Nobody was afraid. And the scientists also did an experiment with a woman standing next to me. They merged with her aura and they tested whatever. And she allowed them to do that. It was very respectful. And then after they were finished with her, the sphere just disappeared into the night, because we were in a forest, in a clearing, and it just dissolved slowly. So when you have an experience like that of your own, nobody can take that from you. And your life is forever changed, one way or the other. And so for me, that was a very important experience that made me want to do more. And I learned then how to be able to communicate myself.
By your way or your practice?
My practice, yeah, to make contact with them, and I wanted to do more and more. So that's what got me started. I was very fortunate that happened, and since then I've spent many years making this contact over and over in many different ways.
And now you create this website
Yes.
for all over the world. Everybody who want to talk about personal experiences, or personal experiences, they can share that in your website.
Yes,
freely.
they can. It's free membership. It's called etletstalk.com.
Yeah.
And it's a community where it's safe for anybody to tell their story of a UFO sighting, or maybe they have contacted and talked to an extraterrestrial. We don't really judge each other. The rest of the world judges people who do that enough. But in this community, people feel safe to talk with others, to find support from others, to learn from each other, to teach each other. And so I'm very happy to offer that to people, and I encourage people to come to etletstalk.com. And again, the signing up is free. And what I also have there is a map where if you put in your location when you register, you can look at this map and find people maybe in your town or in maybe neighboring towns and cities who are interested in making the ET contact with you, or just to even talk to you and meet up for coffee and maybe even become friends.
Yeah.
So you do not feel alone anymore. Many people feel alone, that they have no support. And this map allows people in the community to find each other and to have that support that they really need.
Do you have a plan in close future or maybe in the future to organize an event to gather all these people from this website? Like a conference maybe or something?
I would like to have a conference, but what we have right now, every year we have 3, we call them retreats. They're 6 days and nights. Right now they're in 3 different areas of the United States. I don't have the capability to go to other places in the world right now. I wish I did, because they're obviously people who have seen UFOs and have had ET experiences are everywhere. But for right now, because I'm located in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's easy for me to go to Northern California for one of my retreats, also to the desert of California, Southern California. It's called Joshua Tree. And then in the Midwest of the United States, in Bloomington, Indiana, I also have a retreat. And these are very small, so that in the group people can get to know each other. It's always wonderful to meet people, and aside from just the internet, of course we have email, we have social community, and it's great to meet people. But when you meet them face to face and you become friends and you sit out under the stars together and you make the contact, it's a very exciting thing.
And I believe when that comes, you'll set it in the website.
Yes, I make announcements. When people register on the website, I have their email address, and so I send.
You can set, yeah.
So I send emails a lot of the time and notify people of things that are going on.
What will be the next step? I mean, everybody now knew about the UFO. We going to these conferences. We listen stories of people who has experiences. What will be the next?
It's I believe it's something that I call the People's Disclosure movement. Many people in the UFO community use the word disclosure. It's a very powerful word. People are waiting for governments to disclose the UFO presence. And what I say is that's not been working very well. Governments have usually been covering up, hiding, lying, manipulating the truth, whatever, to pretend this is not existing. And we know that that's not true. We know this exists. So the People's Disclosure movement is where we, the people, take our power back from the authorities. We make the contact ourselves. We share with each other. And so it becomes we the people. We are the disclosure. We become. And I like to say that we become knowers instead of believers. Once you make the contact like I did, you know then that it's true. You don't just believe it in your mind. So the People's Disclosure movement is the way we have to go. Someday there will be so many of us in the world who have had positive experiences with UFOs. It won't matter to us what the governments say, because we will know. We know the truth. And we hope that when that day comes, that there's so many of us all over the world who are cooperating with each other and sharing our stories, that it will be possible for the ETs to come closer to us then, and to join us on the ground someday. That is our hope. But we need to prepare the way. And that means in our consciousness, we have to accept them. And we have to accept each other and get along as human beings. Because I believe they are looking for that. They're looking for us to learn how to behave well with each other. Because how can we be expected to behave well with these cosmic societies if we cannot get along with each other, right? So this is the challenge, but it's a spiritual, beautiful challenge to learn how to play well with other human beings. And I know that our star friends are happy to see us when we can be peaceful, getting along, because then they will want to join us. So that's the People's Disclosure movement. It's a very positive movement, and that's why I encourage people to come to etletstalk.com and register and join the rest of us who are making our own contact.
And the last right now you're in the stage in Bulgaria. So Bulgarian basically, I mean, not only Bulgarians watching that. What can be your message to Bulgarians? Because, and not only to Bulgarians, to the world. Some people, they still don't know that UFO is real.
And that's okay. Most of us in the world are involved with our daily lives. We have to make a living. We have to worry about paying our bills, about our jobs. We have family responsibilities. So just because someone doesn't believe doesn't mean that it's not possible someday for them to have some kind of proof. I did some calculations from some research that I discovered that was done in 2015. And this research asked the question of people around the world, all kinds of questions, that is, about extraterrestrial life. And by using my calculations from their research, I believe there are about 1.3 billion people on Earth who do accept the UFOs and who do believe we should be communicating with them. Now, that's not 100% of humanity, but that's more people than you realize. 1.3 billion, and there are 7.6 billion people on the planet. So we have a lot of company, those of us who believe, and little by little over the years as we have our experiences, and that's what I encourage anybody who's listening here, whether you're in Bulgaria or anywhere in the world, it is very easy to learn. Come to the website. We will teach you how to use your consciousness, meditation, your silent thoughts, your heart, to make communication. And you will join many thousands of the rest of us who are doing the same thing. So that's what would be my message is, let's create a new world together, and let's begin by finding each other, making our contact, and inviting our star friends to join us in a golden age of Earth. Because the way the Earth is going now, it might be destroyed. We can change that. We have the future in our hands, and that's what I want people to realize.
And really the last question. It's about all these religious people. How are they going to accept that true? This is completely new.
I think that people will be challenged. There are some church authorities that say that UFO star people are demons. I don't believe that at all. I don't try to change people's minds, but I will say that in all the interactions that my community, and I have 20,000 people in my ET Let's Talk community in more than 100 countries, we have never had a bad experience. There aren't demons out there. They have contacted very loving, joyful, compassionate beings, or at the worst, neutral. But I've not had any many reports at all of bad encounters. So that's what I would say to people who think these are negative entities. That has not been our experience. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I have, like I said, 20,000 people growing every day who are making their own contact, and it's very positive. Some people are healed. Who would not want to have a star person who has maybe advanced medical technology to help heal them in some way, or to help them in another part of their life? This is a partnership, and I think they are willing to help us. And again, that's my message, is let's work together with them. Whether you're religious, whether you're atheist, whether you're agnostic, they are just star people. They have told us, do not think of us, in messages that we've been given, they have said, do not think of us as gods. Don't do that. We are your older brothers, sisters, and cousins. We are family. And that's where I like to leave things. This is our star family, and people are welcome to come and join and become part of cosmic humanity now, in a cosmic community.
Thank you very much, Kosta, for your time, and I hope we'll keep our friendship in the future, for the future.
Oh, we certainly will. Yeah, thank you to everyone out there.
Again, yeah.
Thank you.